Space, the boundary of human achievement, the new frontier.
It's just a cough.
Yeah, right. And the Earth is flat.
Treat your cough seriously with Robotussin CF Max. Nothing lasts longer and treats more symptoms for your cough, cold, and flu. Robotussin, because it's never just a cough.
In a few moments, you will have an experience which will seem completely real. It will be the result of your subconscious fears transformed to your conscious awareness. Warning, this tape must not be played by government personnel. It can be extremely harmful and result in severe trauma. You have 5 seconds to terminate this tape. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hold him. Now you listen to me, you hillbilly punk who thinks the world's still round. I'm here to tell you it's not. It's flat.
Kelce, tell us something interesting.
Okay, the Earth is flat, and a witch stole his pants.
Flat Earth expert Mark Sargent thinks the moon landing was a hoax.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with Sportsbet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Sportsbet's new iPhone app. It's foolproof.
I know how we're different. Do you believe the Earth is flat?
I know it's flat. I walk on it.
Holy
Do you think the Earth is flat, Snoop? What do you
It's a flat world after all.
Smoke weed every day.
Und jetzt der Verkehr. Vorsicht, liebe Autofahrer, auf der A3 Oberhausen Richtung Arnheim ist die linke Spur aufgrund eines UFO-Absturzes gesperrt.
Broadcasting straight to you from a large spaceship currently at war with mainstream science. Meanwhile, the peanut gallery is tearing through his office, looking for his crystal ball. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Strange World, where the truth is often stranger than fiction. I am your host, Mark Sargent, the creator of Flat Earth Clues, which propose that all of us are living inside a Truman Show enclosed structure thousands of miles wide. Just Google Flat Earth Mark. If you can't find it, well, you're just not very good at the internet. Currently, the show is on Tuesday nights at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern, and yes, Caroline, if it is not looking at February 13th, 2024, in the year of the wood dragon, then you are listening to a rerun. Quote of the day goes exactly like these two things. First is an email I got. Hi, Mark K. Sargent. Thank you for applying to join the YouTube Partner Program. We carefully reviewed your channel, Mark K. Sargent. Unfortunately, we found that your channel is not in line with the YouTube channel monetization policies, so we cannot approve your application at this time. Short version, they told me to go suck it. And I expected it. But anyway, the other one is my own. It's not a response to them. You may know that my favorite number is 333. You may also know that I predicted a while back that the Chiefs would win the Super Bowl, and not because they were the best team. However, did you know that the last play was a 3-yard game-winning touchdown with 3 seconds left to win by 3? 333. There you have it.
Very nice.
Truth in numbers. Don't ignore it. God is my friend. My co-host, she's lovely, sassy, and one of the biggest flat earth rock stars ever, Karen B of the channel, Karen B. Host of the greatest conference in the history of flat earth. What's happening, Karen?
It's just another fine Tuesday evening, Mark.
It is, because I get to spend it with you. One of my, in fact, probably my only secret friend.
That's right.
Yeah. If you've been listening to Coffee Talk or some of our previous, you know what we're talking about. Hey, Karen, being the current queen of flat earth, it must be hard to find flat earth friends. Do you know an easy way to find cool people like yourself and solid info about our stationary, horizontal, level plane?
Why, yes, that would be the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app.
It's the perfect gift for friends, family, and complete strangers. Watch the featured video every day in 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. And, you know, and 2 weeks would work too. And see what happens. It'll be the best $2.99 you've ever spent. And because, oh, so sleepy, it's 10 p.m. on the East Coast, it's time to say goodnight to one of our listeners, Paige. She just put on her Bullwinkle pajamas, got a cup of cocoa with exactly 6 tiny marshmallows, and we'll probably listen to the playback in the morning. Good night, Paige. Of course, if you guys are in the know, you know, she's probably still in Mexico and she's working on her 4th margarita right now. Don't forget, you can also find this program on say, where's somebody say something about me? David, you tell him to shut up. Yes, I'd like another drink. Okay, YouTube is not the end of Flat Earth. It is just the beginning. Shout outs to Flat Earther Stephen Carpenter of the Deftones. Support the Flat Earth cause and get the coolest hoodies ever. Go to the Strong God family, won't you?
Yes.
Mailbag. You know what? I got some stuff from my favorite guy who snail mails me from Vegas, and he sent me some books. I think he's finally run out of books because there was hardly any books, so I think he felt bad, so he sent me some trinkets as well. We'll rattle off the top 7 books real fast. You ready? Here we go. Where Bigfoot Walks, Crossing the Dark Divide. Ooh, that's kind of fun. The Historical Bigfoot. Yeah, by Chad Armett. Historical Bigfoot. Guys got more Bigfoot. I can start his own. The Yowie, In Search of Australia's Bigfoot.
Nice.
By Tony Healy and Paul Crapper. There's a cover of that. Very nice. I did not know there was an Australian Bigfoot. The complete
Yes. They're all over. There's many different versions.
I did not know this. The Complete Idiot's Guide to Freemasonry, a myth-busting introduction to the history and practice of Freemasonry. Ooh, symbolism. Yeah. All right. Then we get into some weird stuff. The Fourth Industrial Revolution by Klaus Schwab. Of course. Why not? Then it gets weirder. The paper-thin Battlestar Galactica Complete Epic Series. I was thinking of you, Peanut. Collector's book. This is the 1978 version. Yeah, with the whole cast. I don't know if it came with a DVD set or whatever, but it's got the whole breakdown. And let's face it, the original Battlestar Galactica was pretty damn cool for a 70s sci-fi show. And then we get into the strange stuff. Here's one for you. You probably didn't even know this one, Karen, or maybe you have. Asbestos Head by Eric Dubé.
Asbestos head.
Yeah.
The hell is that about?
Well, it's his basically a creative writing project from what I can tell, but he wrote it. Get this, right? He wrote this in 2008.
With the Flammarion on the cover?
I know, isn't that weird? And look, there's a I don't know if you can see it. There's a picture of him on the back, and my God, I would have never recognized him. He is super young in this. Absolutely super, super young. But yeah, Eric Dubay. Somebody must have bought his entire collection. Last but not least, when it comes to the books, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
You're gonna die. This one's also paper thin. It's part of the New York Times best-selling series. Who is Greta Thunberg?
God.
Yeah. Who is she? Is she a Swedish girl who wanted to change the world? Is she a teenager who sparked a revolution? Or is she a young activist calling for people to work together to solve climate change? No, she's all of the above, Karen.
Or is she a WEF puppet?
That's not on here, Karen. That's fake news. I don't know I don't know where you're getting this stuff.
Shout out to Marty Leeds of Gnostic Academy, by the way. Thank you, Marty.
Christian also in Vegas sent me some trinkets. You guys want to send me some fun stuff? Again, books I don't mind. Trinkets I love. Random stuff. Okay, this is a Dennis Rodman DVD called The Minis. He did a movie with dwarves back in 2007. It was released, I think, in 2008. You can look that up. Super weird. And I looked, I had to punch this thing up on IMDb. So IMDb scored 2.6 out of 10. That's not good, right? But Rotten Tomatoes scored 73%. Oh, wonder where the disparaging numbers came from. Could it be that Rotten Tomatoes is completely broken? Yeah. And influenced by everybody. Also, real quick, we'll go over some. Here's, I don't know if you can see this one, Karen. This is a 3D solar system bookmark. So cool. I know he was saying sending this ironically, and it's got amazing depth. All the planets are on it, and even the Horsehead Nebula. I'm totally keeping that. Things I may bring to the meetup in Utah, which we'll talk about in a sec. Smoky Mountain Sasquatch mini coaster porcelain. Very nice.
Oh, that's cool. I like all the Sasquatch stuff you're getting, I have to say.
Oh, well, I've got one for you. I'm going to bring to you, Karen, the next time I see you. Ready?
Ooh, what is it?
It is you can barely see this. It is a micro squatch.
On a carabiner.
Yes, micro squatch, a metal micro squatch in the classic pose on a carabiner. I am totally
Patty. That's
Huh?
Patty.
That's
Patty. That's Patty, yes.
Nice. I'm bringing that to you. I am
awesome.
I'm going to be bringing that on a plane to you next time I see you.
I love it.
Dating Christian. This is a Volkswagen bus keychain. I'm taking that to Utah. I'm going to give that away to somebody who asks questions. For those of you who like The Walking Dead, he sent me 3 keychains. This is a metal Georgia State Penitentiary jail key from The Walking Dead. If you know anything about the series, part of the series was set in the jail. Very nice. Along those lines, there's a little figurine here from, and this is the figurine of Daryl Dixon's character from Walking Dead, holding a little zombie head in his hand, bringing that to the meetup. And last but not least, Christian, I don't know where you spend your days. Conspiracy Theory, the travel edition. I'm going to use these cards for the my next jacket giveaway. And just a little hint for those who know, whatever Karen's event, it's going to be the, remember last year was Code of Credibility, the lab code. This will be the Coat of Expression. Big surprise. Coat of Expression. But I'm going to be using
Expression, huh?
Code of Expression.
Remember we gave away a set of that conspiracy at Flattoberfest.
You gave away one of those games?
Yeah, we gave away the travel version that you have, and then there was a big version. Andrew B donated it.
Oh, nice. Well, perfect. Anyway, so there you go. All right, let's go to meetups real fast, and we'll do headlines. Checking my notes from Peanut. If he's saying anything, he's not, so we're good. The meetups, we got 7. that I've still got on here. February 24th, there will be a meetup in Minnesota. That one is on my channel. The promo is on my channel. March 19th, there's going to be a flat earth meetup in Los Angeles, California. All the contact information is on that meetup. There's going to be a meetup in the West UK, February 27th. I believe Martin Liedtke will be speaking at that one in person. There is a meetup March 10th in Las Vegas, Nevada. Promo for that one's on my channel as well. Meetup in April 8th with David Weiss, Zulu One, and Alex Lowry, I think, is going to be at that one. Promo is on my channel. I think Karen's got all these. Georgia, February 24th. I'm just reading these in the order that they're loaded on my channel. February 24th, that meetup is on my channel. And last but not least, Flat Earth Meetup, Utah, March 2nd, with yours truly, Mark Sargent. They are flying me out for it in person. I'm doing an evening thing with them, or I'm sorry, an afternoon thing and a breakfast thing with them. And Dennis just confirmed he will be there at very least for the breakfast. So lucky me.
Very nice.
Yeah. So yeah, we have 7 meetups on the board as we speak. Really great. So all you trolls, oh, Flyer's dying. Really? Not my
No, it isn't. They wish.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if Flat Earth was dying, what would you guys ever do? Whatever would you do?
Yeah. Or if Flat Earth was really dying, why don't you make a statement and try to show up at one of these things? And I know I've seen them show up at the parking lots every once in a while and then back out.
Sometimes they do show up and it kind of sucks. I don't really want them to show up.
Yeah, rarely.
They're not fun.
Rarely do they show up though. Okay.
They're just a big downer.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Okay, let's talk about the headline really quick. You know, the headline of the show is called Plot Points. And of course, and thank you, by the way, to the show listener that computer generated, or I had AI generate a whole bunch of different versions of what you saw. In this case, I picked Taylor Swift in a Chiefs uniform and Joe Biden. Yes, and thank you, by the way, for the people that congratulated me for elevating me to not quite prophet status, but we're getting there. We're getting there because I picked the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl and win it, not because I have sage-like wisdom that I can dole out, but it's because, look, once I saw Taylor show up in that frickin' skybox mid-season, once she came to the second one, I was like, oh yeah, that's it. It got traction. We're gonna do it. And like I said in the opening intro, I saw it with my family. I watched the whole damn thing, right? Not because I wanted to, but just because I wanted to be the voice of calm. And it's like everyone's so excited. Oh, they're so pumped. Oh, San Francisco's gonna do it. It's like, no, they're not. No, they're not. And you see, they're forbidden.
You bet on it?
No, I probably should have, but there's a point spread, and I didn't. God only knows what the point spread. Just because I knew the Chiefs were going to win it, and of course, why they were going to win it, because they had to get Taylor back on the field for the big thing. Now, do I think that there was an opportunity blown there? Yes. Come on, you went so far as, I mean, she had the biggest tour ever. You gave her Time Magazine Person of the Year. You have her dating the Super Bowl winning champ. And then you get to and I didn't predict this, obviously, because I said, if I wrote it, because I knew they'd probably leave money on the table here, which is what you were doing. If you have over 100 million viewers, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's an opportunity there. It's free money. It's money on the table. You have Travis, he'd be fine. I know he's a super jock. He'd be fine. Just have him get through the words. Taylor, will you marry me? Nope. Not gonna. But now what are you gonna do? She's going back on tour, which is never gonna end, and he's in the off season. So now you gotta orchestrate something, get him on some sort of talk show. If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna go that way, because you got to keep her relevant, which is why Biden's in the thumbnail, because you have to have her endorse Blue Team. Now she's not going to endorse Biden because Biden's on his way out, which is another plot point. Everybody knows this. His cognitive abilities, if you've seen him in the last week, have been abysmal. Everybody knows this. Blue Team's talking about it too. In a perfect world, in my perfect world, they would have him fall out, and then they would bring in Kamala to take over as VP. She, of course, would crash and burn immediately in the media. Everyone would hate her. It's like, who can save us? Who will it be, Karen?
Big Mike!
Big Mike! And who would be the VP? We don't know.
Gruesome Newsome.
Gruesome
Maybe?
Newsome,
Who knows?
probably. So who I go with? You either go one or the other. In fact, at this point, you'd probably go with Big Mike as president and um Gavin Newsom as VP. That's what I would do. So yeah, that's where we are right now. Those are the plot points. And again, the headlines and everything has been shrinking down to where that's basically what's on the docket now, from now until at least the summer, which is, they're going to be it's this big reveal that all, the normies and the drones are going to be so surprised about. And we're going to be sitting there going, oh, kind of like me with the Chiefs. Was people like screaming and throwing popcorn in the room. I'm going, what are you screaming about? Of course they were going to win in the last play. Of course it was going to be an over. Honestly, the overtime thing was a nice touch. I will give them that. But whatever. Well done. All right, let's go to headlines, shall we? Because they're relevant.
Nice.
Headlines, and we got lucky unlucky after the break. We got time. Let's use it. First one from CNN.com. Super Bowl 53 sets record with a staggering 123.4 million viewers. Numerology 1, 2, 3, 4. America's TV's biggest audience since what, Karen?
Since the moon landing. Oh.
You know what? We're gonna take, as a community, we're gonna take that one, because that shot was directed straight at us. Which is like, we need to slow these guys down. We got to slow their roll. And yeah, so that's what they did. Yes, really, since the moon landing, really, you can just throw that in there. Most of the people who are watching have no idea what the moon landing was even about. Remember, the first moon landing was 69. The last moon landing was in 72, if you believe the story. That's a long time ago, folks. So yeah, thank you for that. Good stuff. Next one down. Fox News. Okay, remember what I said, money on the table. Travis Kelce thanks Taylor Swift for Super Bowl support in cute, mic'd up moment. You're the best, baby. Really? Really? That's your big chance, man. Your big chance. Taylor Swift was in disbelief. The Chiefs won it all in overtime. Really? Was she shocked? Really? Or was she getting her jacket early to go down to the field because she had to be down there for the trophy presentation? Yeah. Again, nice little touch there. She was so surprised they won. Really? Because I knew they won 2 months ago. How's that? They weren't even in the playoffs 2 months ago. So how'd I know? Yeah. And again, blown moment. That's your moment right there. It's free money. It's free exposure. Don't waste. Steven Spielberg 101. Don't waste production value. If it's there in front of you and it doesn't cost you anything, freaking use it. Writers, don't pull up short. Just don't. All right, next one down. NewYorkPost.com. New York Post. Remember, this is Blue Team Bible. Michelle Obama may have notified people in 2022 of her White House ambition when she said, I plan to run. What are you saying? This was choreographed? You saying this was set up a long time before last year? Before the rumors came out? I think so. Yep. Again, why am I such a big fan of this? Why do I think this is going to keep moving forward? Because Blue Team isn't shooting it down. They'll shoot down conspiracies right and left, and they'll take cracks at us all day long, including to the Super Bowl here, biggest audience since the moon mission, right? Nice touch. But Big Mike running? Oh no, they're not going to touch that because it's a great idea. From Blue Team standpoint, that is a solid idea. Get her/him in there. Sure, I didn't say that out loud. All right, next one down. Yeah, we're good. We'll make it to the break. Okay, next one down. Oh yeah, let's do some space stories. You ready? Turkey. The country of Turkey hails its first astronaut who returned from a 3-week mission to the ISS. How many people, by the way, do you see in that shot, Karen? 11? Call me crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. I thought that
Yeah, what sort of life support system do you got in there? Is there a max? Does anyone talk about it? I don't think it's ever been brought up. What is the max life support capacity of the ISS? I never thought
Who cares? Just send them all up there.
just send them
Be
all
fine.
up. 3 upside down, 3, to prove that it's
fine.
0 gravity, 3 like that. I think the 3 on the bottom might be from Turkey. And by the way, we're just going to throw international people in there, just random countries.
Flip these dudes upside down, insert them.
Yeah. Yep. Again, by the way, love the fact that they all have hair and are not wearing hairnets because it wouldn't clog the system, the air filtration system entirely. At least I appreciate the fact that women don't have long hair anymore, but that could be just a gender fluidity thing.
Well, this one up here on the top left is a woman, but her hair is tied back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Again, you gotta treat it like a swimming pool. All right, next one down. Got a couple more? Yeah. A couple more before the break. Oh God. Please, Lord, deliver us from Elon. Please. What's it gonna take? Okay, it's from RT.com. Musk responds to calls for Tucker Carlson's arrest. Anyone demanding that the journalist be detained for interviewing Vladimir Putin should themselves be arrested, the billionaire has argued. Okay, if you guys missed this, and we didn't really cover it, which was Tucker was invited, and he went over to Moscow, and he interviewed Putin. I haven't really watched the thing yet because Putin doesn't know a lick of English. So it was all translated, and I'm sure it was fine, but the blue team was all over him because, he hasn't been interviewed in quite some time. And, I think Putin is trying to sync up with red team ideals. But anyway, Elon is deliberately trying to put himself in red team's graces. And this is one of them. I back Tucker Carlson.
Right.
All right. I'm going to remind you in this story, and I'm going to remind you in the next one. Please don't keep sending me emails that Elon may be our only hope. All right. He runs a fake space company. That's all you need to know.
No kidding.
That's it. He is one of our number one targets out there. In fact, lately he's been a bigger target than Neil Tyson because he runs a fake space company, which in turn, by the way, I'm sorry, he's a puppet for a space fake company that is run by NASA.
Right. And then he bought a social media platform and then hired a WEF chick to be the CEO of it, Linda Yaccarino.
Yep.
And then it's clear, like if you're on that platform at all and they tout it as free speech, they got the algorithms shadow banning people and taking people's likes away, and everybody's complaining. Like they are screwing everybody over just as bad as the poop tube.
Yep.
As they tube.
Yep. And come on, let me throw this out there really quick, which is the YouTube thing. Remember I read that quote where YouTube's not going to monetize me ever again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But no, that wasn't true. There was a follow-up to it, which I didn't want to read. It was kind of long, which they said, oh, hey, by the way, if you go in and remove all the controversial material, we might reconsider. It's like, okay, I see. So you want me to kill
because they fell out for not even that much revenue. Like YouTube, it's not even like you're talking like thousands of dollars of revenue.
No,
like you're lucky if YouTube can pay for a trip to the grocery store every month, one trip.
Yeah, to be fair, Karen, actually back in the day when I was doing my thing, it wasn't paying badly.
Yeah, but now I'm telling you.
Now it sucks.
Now it's different.
It's terrible. No. Ever since they weren't kidding, Jaron will be the first one to tell you. When they did that Senate hearing, that quiet Senate hearing where they said we were going to recommend flat Earth less, our monetization.
They specifically called it out.
Yeah. They said we're going to reduce monetization by like 60-70%. Hell, Rob Skiba told me the same thing. He goes, has your revenue from YouTube gone way down? I go, yeah, it has. I go, they weren't kidding. They didn't kill off flat Earth videos, but they certainly killed the revenue part of it. And then once
Then all the platforms do it to us. It's not just YouTube.
Yeah, and once the mandates rolled out, and I was railing against them, and I'm not going to backtrack on that. I'm not. It's just not worth it. No, I'm not going to pull down my anti-shot videos that are still up there.
They already took everything.
They took all the ones where I was explicit about it, but all the ones where I talk in code, they want those gone too. It's like, yeah, no, not going to happen. Got to stand up for something. Okay. Yeah, exactly. 2 more. We'll do them real quick. I know, Peanut. We're moving. Second one down, also from RT. Oh, look. Elon Musk backs canceled Mandalorian star in Disney lawsuit, Gina Carano. She says she was unjustly fired from a hugely popular Star Wars spinoff. So Elon, again, Red Team loves Gina, and so he's going to pay her legal fees. Wow. What a guy. Again, backing, just because you back all Red Team stuff doesn't mean you're Red Team. All right, man? You got to go all the way or nothing. Hey, show up at one of our conferences. Show up at one of our meetups. Ditch the fake space program. Anyway, Gina Carano. All right. I actually liked, by the way, she did a Steven Soderbergh movie, Haywire. That was her best work. He actually dedicated a movie for her and built a movie around her, which was great. Hey, I'm glad. Hey, look, the fact that you can do MMA? No. Yeah, MMA. You can do MMA and transition over to acting and still have a face left. Good for you. All right. Last but not least, Reuters.com. This will segue into Lucky Unlucky after the break. Oh, God. Which is following Celine Dion's diagnosis, experts say no evidence tying the shots to stiff person syndrome. Meaning her condition in no way is tied to her shots.
Well,
yeah, as Karen would like to say, if you're going to put an article, and it's a fact checker article as well.
Oh, Reuters fact checker. Oh,
yeah. If you got to do a fact check about it, that means there's something out there. Yeah,
that means it's propaganda.
Yep. She no way got the shot when she was over in Europe and snuck past somebody and got the real deal. And then when she came back to Canada, started freezing up to where, she had to abandon her lifelong Vegas tour. Lifelong. She could have been there till she died. And, well, we're not that.
Understand how these antibodies get formed or what causes them in some people.
Exactly.
We don't know.
Oh, it's a mystery, Karen. Wrapped inside a riddle. And even that is inside a flour tortilla. Okay, we're going to go to break. 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. We're going to do, but that's not going to be until after, our lucky, unlucky and stuff. So, Karen, the music.
There are some exciting new features on the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. Our new Profiles module allows you to create a personalized wall with as much or as little information as you like. Connect with other blue dots anywhere across our amazing Flat Earth plane. Share your favorite images, videos, and stories on your wall. Search for other blue dots by using keywords or by name. You never know who you might meet. Add friends to your Flat Earth circle. Keep track of your friend requests and invites from others in the Request tab. See what your friends are up to and interact with them. In the Edit section of your profile, scroll down to the Search Terms for Your Profile section and add in all of your hobbies and talents. so other blue dots can connect with you. From any group chat, long press on the comment to directly link to that user's profile. From a one-to-one chat, click the info button on the upper right to see your options. Invite them to be in your circle of friends. With the simple swipe to the left, you can now mute notifications for selected groups of your choosing. Our images section has gotten a big upgrade. You can now use keyword searching to bring up all of the images that you're looking for. No more scrolling and hunting. We plan on adding thousands of more images as we get them from blue dots across the plane. If you are seeing this video, it's time to update your app and find your tribe.
Join me, Karen B, every moon day at 9:30 a.m. for Coffee Talk on YouTube, Rumble, and Rockfin. You never know what you'll learn about in the coffee shop. Open topic and open phones, y'all. Join me.
Welcome back to Strange World, part 2 of 4. It's you and me, the always wonderful Karen B. And sometimes Peanut. And you know what? That was Joe Jackson stepping out from his album
Night and Day.
Indeed. All right, well, we got a bunch of lucky unluckies to cover. Peanut is thanking me. Yep, he gave me a golf clap. spell check that one wrong. All right, let's get to it. Before I do, let me mention one thing really quick because I forgot about this. Somebody mentioned this to me. You know, we talk about the moon landings. It always got me. What was it? Matt Walsh, was that his name? That
yes.
Yeah, screwing up. And I keep forgetting. You know, my next door neighbor was a guy named Wayne Ottinger. Literally, I mean, I looked after his cat. He and I shared a wall when he was getting a new house built when I was living in Boulder. And he was like the garage mechanic for NASA. And I remember he was really proud. He wrote a book because he was the one that designed the original lander, the convertible one they tested down here. It was called Really Ugly and Unconventional and blah, blah, blah. You can look it up by Wayne Ottinger. It was really kind of a technical manual. It was kind of cool. But the bigger point is that lander that you see on the moon that looks like it was made by a sophomore art class in high school. You know, that was never tested here, ever.
Mm-mm.
It never flew here. The first time they ever tested it was live at the moon. Have you ever heard of an aeronautical situation? And it's like, whoa, no, they tested the convertible version. It's like, yeah, but you look at the convertible version, it's nothing like what was on the moon. So tell me what aircraft of any type ever in the history of aircraft that was never tested before you did it. Globers, anyone? Tell me, show me some footage of that thing actually flying, because it can't. It's aerodynamically a nightmare. And the convertible version was too. I mean, they crashed the convertible version several times. And I know this because Wayne, who's really proud of it, I can say, because he's probably dead now anyway. It's been a year, years since I talked to him. He actually still had the seatbelt when was it Neil Armstrong or not Buzz? No, it was John Glenn. where that like broke off where he had to eject. It had an ejector seat on it. They couldn't keep the thing freaking level, and these guys were professional pilots, and they couldn't keep this thing working. Anyway, there you go. Just a little fun fact. You guys will look up if you get a chance. The lander that we make fun of all the time on the moon was never tested, ever.
But space is hard.
Isn't space hard? Thought it was, but apparently
Well, it is now, but in the 60s, it was pretty easy. 60s and 70s, space was pretty easy, but now it's hard.
Right. And then I know the argument would be come back, which would be, well, they couldn't test it because it's Earth gravity here and it just wouldn't fly the same. It's like, okay, then how did you simulate it with the rockets? You know, the big thruster underneath. How'd you do it? You didn't. All right. Lucky unlucky. Ready? Here we go. Daily Mail. We got a bunch of lucky unluckies. First one, a chef, 29 years old, dies after catching a fungal infection that ate huge holes in his lungs. Ugh. This killer infection spreads across America. A little bit of fear there. Let's see. A chef in Michigan, 29.
A little bit of fear. Holy shit.
A little bit of fear. There's a picture of him while he was still alive. Turned his lungs into Swiss cheese. I'm sure it had nothing to do with anything he got in the arm because he was a chef and they were forced to keep their businesses afloat. That's too bad. All right, next one down. Metro. This is in England. Talented footballer dies after falling ill, during a match. Haven't seen that before every month since they've been playing soccer. 19 years old. Died in the hospital on Monday after playing a soccer game. Adam Ankers. He was playing in partnership with Henley College. Let's see. He was a season ticket holder, aspiring football and student at the college. Let's see here. Love him so much. Family was shocked. Blah, blah, blah. Deepest condolences. I don't see if there's anything. Nope. Nothing. Got nothing on what happened. Just that he dropped. Suddenly, unexpected. Well, I mean, come on. If you're 19, it's going to be suddenly and unexpectedly. And if you're on the field, also unexpected. So doubly so. Next one down. I'm going to stay over in England. Mallorca Lee, ultrasonic DJ, dies after. What'd he die from, Karen?
Short cancer battle.
Short cancer battle. Really weird. You know, back in the day, Karen, there were so few short cancers. You know, cancers they were a long thing. You know, you had time to think about it and then, consult, and they would do chemo, and then you get better a little bit or go into remission, get another round of chemo. It took years. Not anymore. What could it be? Anyway, he was 51, died on Sunday after revealing on social media he had cancer. Let's see here.
Terminal cancer. Wow. That's
yeah,
crazy.
Pretty short article too. Anyway, he was a DJ.
What kind of cancer? It just says short cancer battle. Either doesn't really say what kind.
That's all right. We can extrapolate. Next one down. Is it the hunt? Is it the Guide to be Honored? That one?
Yeah.
Logan Hunter. That's a great name. Logan Hunter is a cool name. Logan Paul, terrible name. In fact, I'm going to say it because Karen won't, because she's too kind and gentle. You got the wrong Logan, right? You targeted the wrong guy. This is a hockey player, not the Logan I want. Anyway, the London Knights will hold a pregame ceremony for. Wait, he was hockey, right?
Yes.
Looks like a hockey jersey. 39-year-old nephew of the Knights owner, Mark and Dale Hunter, died of pancreatic cancer after being diagnosed. When was he diagnosed? December. What month is it now, Karen? Oh, it's February. Ooh.
2 months.
Yikes.
I actually just know someone who died from pancreatic cancer, and they were diagnosed, and like 2 months later, they were dead. It's crazy.
Yeah. Again, the unofficial definition of turbo cancer is, and we'll get there, is you're fine. All of a sudden, you're stage 4, then you're done.
It's mind blowing how fast it works too.
very fast. Very, well, again, if your immune system doesn't work anymore, well, you know, there's nothing to even slow it down. Who knew? Well, which was part of the thing. Come on, let's face it. I mean, I'm old enough to remember the thing back with AIDS back in the day. That was the big fear, which was when your immune system got compromised, whatever you caught next was going to hit you like a truck. All right, next one down. Fox News. Ex-NBA veteran Scott Pollard hospitalized. Now he's lucky, by the way, he's still alive, as he awaits necessary transplant, staying here until I get a heart. Ooh. Pollard has a genetic condition that was likely triggered by what, Karen?
By
a
I don't know. Where does it say?
Oh, it's the subheadline. By a 2021 illness.
Oh.
What could have happened in 2021 to wreck his heart so badly that now he needs a transplant? Honestly, I'd go with an artificial heart at this point. So, yeah. Hospital will remain. He's going to stay there until he gets the heart transplant. And he was a former basketball player, so that's going to be tough. Let's say 48, the 11-year NBA veteran. Yeah. Tall guy, 7-footer. That was one of those little stats that I didn't realize, that something along the lines, you know, the NBA got so good at recruiting, you know, they scoured everywhere in the world, which was that if you were a legitimate 7-footer anywhere in the world, there was a 20% chance that the NBA has already reached out to you. That's how depth. It didn't matter. It's like, look, you're 7 feet, we'll teach you to freaking play. You're 7 feet, you know, it means you've got ridiculously huge arms and, you know, you're so predisposed to basketball. Anyway, next one down. AOL.com? Really? Yes, indeed. We're going to go to AOL. That is rare. You do not see a lot of AOL headlines, but this one caught my eye. You ready? Well, it's actually through USA Today, but CVS pharmacist death becomes cautionary tale of crushing stress at work. Okay, I got to read some of this. This is actually too good. All right. On the morning she died, Ashley Anderson researched her symptoms: nausea, jaw pain, chest pain, cold sweats. I think I am having a heart attack, the 41-year-old texted her boyfriend from the pharmacy in Indiana.
Don't call 911.
There, exactly, Karen. Exactly. Look, you freaking, she'd be millennial. It's like, what are you guys doing? It's like if you're having a heart attack, you call 911. You don't text your boyfriend, I think I'm dying.
Holy smokes, dude.
I know. Absolutely. Let's see here. And he texted back, I hope not. They're both idiots. He should be
right? He should have been like, call 911.
Exactly. Or he would have called 911 for her, right?
Or do something. Jeez. Oh my gosh.
And he suggested the symptoms could just as easily be indigestion, stress, or something with her lungs. Oh, you know what? It wasn't. And she was a smoker, and her job induced plenty of stress, but she had just been to the doctor. Here's the thing. Ready? And I will end this article. But she had just been to the doctor 2 weeks earlier, and according to her family, received a clean bill of health. Remember when we said about turbo cancer and whatever? Doctor says, oh yeah, thumbs up. In fact, the doctor said, oh no, the boyfriend said, can you take a long lunch and decompress? I can't. She's still texting. She texts. I can't. She texted back.
The same doctor that recommended that she get the plunger.
And of course, because she was a pharmacist, you know what that means. You know, she was absolutely shotted up. Anyway, she drops right there. And by the time she got to the hospital, it was pretty much over. So, yeah. She was a pharmacist for 17 years. Sorry, I don't have a lot of sympathy on that one. I mean, because she was doing everything wrong all the way up until the end. And her boyfriend, too. You know, boyfriend's like, oh, you're probably fine. Good boyfriend. Seriously. All right, next one down. LA Times. Jonathan Whitner. He's a chef. I did not know this was a restaurant chain. chain down there called Here's Looking at You. Yeah. He died and he was 36. What happened to him? Cause of death not yet known. Yeah, because if you find, again, one of the genius things of how this rollout is happening is when you find somebody and they're just on the ground, you don't know. Like, take them to the hospital. We'll try to figure it out later. So yeah, 36. Got nothing on the guy. Promising restaurant franchise empire. No, not so much. Next one down. Daily Mail. Go back over to London. BBC star Steve Wright dies at the age of 69. Tributes flood into the legendary broadcaster who enjoyed a 40-year career hosting shows on Radio 1 and Radio 2 and presented Top of the Pops. And I like to throw out there that one British guy that had me on his show that threw me off. One of the few times I've ever been thrown off a show. He's still alive. He's got like 6 forms of turbo cancer and he's still hanging in there. But this guy, not so much. So when you scroll down here, and if you see him, I don't know if you'll see, crap.
Yeah.
When you scroll down, there's a shot of him in the DJ booth, but then you see the shot down below that. It's like, woof, got some city miles on you, my friend.
Goodness.
Yeah, I know. Did not look well. That was a recent photo, but it's like, oh yeah, I know what happened. I bet you, actually 2 years ago, he looked much better than that. So, well, moving on. Next one down. What do we got? Oh yeah, this is the scary one. This is a scary one that was really downplayed. This is from the New York Post. Passenger dies mid-flight after liters of blood erupt from mouth and nose. I'm going to read some of you caught some of this, right? This is straight out of like an Ebola movie type thing. A passenger on board a Lufthansa, that'd be German, flight from Thailand to Germany died Thursday after his fellow travelers watched in horror as blood gushed out of his mouth and nose, right? 63-year-old German guy was seen boarding the Airbus A380 in Bangkok shortly before midnight, so he was catching an all-night flight, with cold sweats, breathing much too quickly. His wife claimed they had to rush to catch the flight, which is why he wasn't feeling well. I'm sure that helped. And then after watching a few moments, somebody who was in the healthcare industry looked at this guy and said, yeah, you really need to look at this guy because he looks bad, right? And a young Polish doctor came over and felt his pulse. He said, he looks fine. Waved him off. They gave him a little chamomile tea, but he'd already spit blood into the bag, and he started going down from there, and then next thing you know, blood started coming out of his mouth and nose. And I think that was a blanket or some sort of shielding they put around that area. He claimed that the man lost liters of blood, some of it on the walls of the plane. Anyway, they had to fly back to Thailand, emptied the plane, and they didn't use that plane again. No surprise there.
No, that plane is screwed for a while.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, liters of blood.
Yeah, the human body only has like 1.5 gallons. So, whoa, yeah, not good.
Bled out. He bled out on the plane. That's
absolutely
crazy.
He did. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, and yet nobody turned it into something weird. So I would imagine some people, especially if you're movie fans, would have thought, oh my God, are we going to turn it to 28 days later? Is this whole plane going to get zombified? They didn't. But yeah, the media really didn't jump on it very much. So, and I love, by the way, they get him back to Thailand and they start doing CPR on him. It's like, oh, okay. One of those things where we're not going to pronounce him dead here. We're going to pronounce him dead later after we tried forever, doing CPR on someone that's been dead for a while.
Yeah.
Awful. All right.
Yeah, and then in this stupid article, they say the worst part was a man's wife now had to go through customs alone. Well, the worst part isn't that her husband just bled out and died on the plane sitting next to her.
Yeah. That I would think that would take priority. If I was anyone within 15 rows of that guy, well, if it was them, I wouldn't. But I think you'd go to the hospital and get tests done. Like, look, is anything wrong with me at all? But yeah, pretty good. Blood related though, Karen. Isn't that weird? Almost everything we cover is just it's blood related. Don't know why. Okay, next one down. Tribalfootball.com. This is a short one because the website's not very good. Tributes after a guy died. Captain Peter Handyside, great name, died suddenly at the age of 49. He was a club legend. And what do we got on him? Got nothing. He just died suddenly at 49. Got nothing. Going on. We got a few more. Investigation. This is from Sky News. Investigation launched after mom found under coat in Nottingham hospital dies. Okay, get this. She's 39-year-old woman, was seen by nurses, but they couldn't get to her right away. So she just sat in a chair, put a jacket over her head so she could rest. 7 hours later, they find her unconscious, and then they hooked her up to a ventilator, I think, for like two more days, and then her brain finally shut down. It's like, no, she was dead. So what happened? Don't know. Little drop on the ball there by the hospital. I'll say that.
Brain hemorrhage.
Yeah.
That's bleeding from your brain.
Yeah. It's funny, Karen. I remember a long time ago, we talked about a few people that had some brain issues. Oh no, it wasn't a long time ago. It was like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, thanks hospital for dropping the ball on that. Really, leaving her there for 7 hours until finally somebody was probably like a shift change. It's like, has she been here this whole time? Okay, next one down. We'll make it. We'll make it. In Illinois, a university mourns the loss of a sophomore. Olivet Nazarene University. And what happened? Carson Santafort. Sudden death. Do we know what happened? Nope. He wasn't on campus, so we're not even going to know.
Undisclosed.
Yeah, undisclosed, which means nobody's going to find out for a while. Okay, next one down. I think this is the last one before we go to Clown World. That is Furman player Bryce Stanfield, 21 years old. This is from Breitbart, by the way. Dies after collapsing at practice. Square jaw type of guy. Defensive tackle. Collapsed on the field during a workout. Medical emergency. Oh, my God. How many times? By the way, it doesn't really matter at this point that you mix up as many terms as you do, because we've heard all the terms so many times.
You just recycle over and over.
Yeah, medical emergency, died suddenly, collapsed on field, athlete collapsed, brief illness, sudden illness. Anyway, 21-year-old, rushed to the hospital, placed on life support. I love that. And it's like, okay, we're not going to call it now. We'll call it later. Because, all they have to do is turn off life support. Did he wake up? No, he's dead. So, yeah. All right, let's go to Clown Worlds. Something light to end the segment. 3 Clown Worlds. 2 of them, I think, are Super Bowl related. Let's go to Fox Business, shall we? Oh, no, this first one isn't. This kind of goes along with the crypto church thing from last time. Arkansas woman wins lottery, credits the church sermon for inspiring her to gamble. Sure. And the woman at first thought it was a scam, the lottery officials say. I didn't even believe it.
Right.
Yeah, the lottery, a woman is taking home a lottery prize after a church sermon inspired her to test her luck. So, she's giving credit to God, I guess.
Whatever. I call BS. They just want more people to be suckered into paying their voluntary extra tax on the poor.
Yeah.
Nobody ever wins these things. Go look in your local lottery. Go look on the winners page.
Yeah. And they were the ones, of course, to release the story, too. And they released her anonymously down below, because you're not supposed to show lottery winners. She had a feeling fortune was going to come her way. Kay Anthony has been on Jackpocket for over 2 years and orders tickets a few times a month. Okay, so how is this
Oh.
Yeah, so it's not rare. It's not like she's out of the blue. All right, enough of that. Again, Clown World. Next one down. RT.com.
100K is not that much considering they have millions, like mega millions and stuff. 100K is nothing.
That's very true. Okay, you're going to like this one, Karen. It's from RT. Mr. Bean actor blamed for slow electric car sales. I'm not kidding. A think tank claims Rowan Atkinson, you can look him up, criticism of EVs is disrupting the phase out of petrol and diesel vehicles in the UK. So he writes a little editorial and makes some paper about why he doesn't think electric vehicles are great or a good job at all. He doesn't like them, right? And supposedly he generates so much traction that EV sales are plummeting. Yeah, that's the reason EV sales are plummeting. Has nothing to do with any of the other really horrible design features of electric cars.
I didn't even know that he was a critic of the electric car. Like I've never even heard that about him before.
Neither did I, but they must have dug this one. They got to pin it on somebody. So he's the scapegoat over in England. The entire reason why people in England aren't buying electric cars is because of Mr. Bean.
Right.
Not buying it, guys, at all. You know, limited range, limited power, doesn't work in cold weather, doesn't work when wet.
Hours to recharge it.
Hours to recharge.
No road trips.
No places to recharge it. Yeah. Yeah, nice going, guys. All right, last but not least, let's come full circle, shall we? This is from RT.com. Russia helped us out this week. Florida Democrats looking to Taylor Swift to counter Republicans. The Democratic Party is reportedly seeking an endorsement from the liberal darling megastar ahead of the elections. Remember what I said? They've pumped her up. They've given her all sorts of potential political clout. All she has to do is say the words and collect the cash or whatever they're going to give her. She hasn't yet, but I think there's a reason for that. Nobody's endorsing Biden right now. I don't think she has to. I think she has to wait until Biden drops out, and then she'll endorse whoever the savior is going to be, and she'll stand right next to him/her, whoever that may be. And by that, I mean they, them. Okay. Again, all God's children. I'm not judging. Hey, look, the plan will work. The way you're going right now. And by the way, that picture there was taken just before she, well, not just before, but while she was over in Japan, getting ready to head over to the Super Bowl. All right. That's it. We're going to break, and when we come back, we will take your phone calls, 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. Karen, the music. Please.
Hey, are you a foodie? Are you looking for the best salsas and hot sauce to serve at your next Mexican cultural appropriation party? A salsa that will knock your guests flat on their rear ends? Or maybe you're just looking for that authentic roasted chili flavor. Imperio Salsa is small batch and handcrafted with choice non-GMO ingredients. It is legit my favorite salsa ever. Support your local flat earther and go to imperiosalsa.com and order some of the best salsa on the plane. Shipping is included on all USA orders, and oh, look at this. The more you order, the more you save. They have some of the best seasonings that go great on your homemade guacamoles and quesadillas, or whatever you like. They are the bomb. Season your meat with it. Season everything with it. Go get it. Keep it flat. Eat my salsa.
chocolate milk. But holy cow, I wear the sneaks, tip up the beak in the 33.
Welcome back to Strange Worlds, part 3 of 4. It's you, me, the always wonderful Karen B. And yeah, sometimes Peanut. Although he's off camera at the moment. We're not supposed to say that. He's there, though. He can hear us. His mic's muted, and he'll type something in chat. Anyway, phone number to call in is 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. But before we do, we should bring up really fast because Peanut, he's funny. The what Karen and I did between the last time we had a show, which was we did the 9-year anniversary of Flat Earth Clues.
Right.
Which also coincided with, a lot of people don't know because it doesn't start at the beginning of the year. February 10th was also the beginning of the Chinese New Year.
Right.
Which happens to
The
be
beginning of the Chinese New Year changes every year, so it was kind of cool that it actually coincided. That's not
Yeah.
always.
Yeah. And it happens to be the year of the dragon, my favorite year, even though I am technically not in a dragon year. I'm an earth monkey.
You're a flat Earth monkey.
I'm a flat earth monkey. Good point. Flat earth monkey. What else would I be? That's awesome.
Exactly. What else would you be?
I'll
the
take
flat
it.
Earth monkey.
Flat earth monkey. And it's also the year of the wood dragon. You guys don't know that there's elements tied to it. It's not just a year of the dragon, it's the year of the wood dragon. I happen to be a fan of wood things, little wood trinkets. If you guys ever want to snail mail me wood trinkets, I'll show them off on air. I don't know. I'm fascinated with cool things that are made out of wood. Even more than metal or stone or anything like that. Wood, I don't know, it's got that organic feel to it, which I really, really love. Yeah, like petrified wood would work too. Ooh, nice piece there, Karen. Very nice. Very, very cool. Anyway, so there you go. So yeah, 9 years. You guys can check it out for yourself. Thank God the channel was never burned down entirely, which is if you go to the Flat Earth Clues in one of my playlists, you'll see that the introduction and I think now at least the first 3 or 4 say 9 years ago. Oh, hard to believe, but there you go. Well, let's pick up some phone calls, shall we? Let's start with 505. He happens to be in New Mexico. We don't give out names, by the way. He happens to be in New Mexico because, hey, the old Mexico, we took a part of it and we kept it because we're America. That's what we do. What's up?
Yes, and I am calling from New Mexico, which according to this movie that comes out, Civil War, A24 Civil War,
right?
New Mexico still is in the Loyalist Union of States. So I'd be on the sort of towards the western front, but Arizona is actually on the western front of the Loyalist Union of States.
And that comes out, I believe, in about 2 months from now, the A24 production, which of starring Kirsten Dunst and some others, how the United States basically fractures like now into factions and states secede from the Union and go to blows with each other, similar to what happened during the Civil War, although the Civil War was tied to England coming after us for the 3rd time, a whole nother story for another day. And yeah, and again, the reason why it's resonating so much is we've never been more polarized than we are right now. So I don't know if I'll see it in the theater, but as soon as it comes available on streaming, I'm watching that thing. I'm really curious how this thing's going to play out.
Yeah, you know, at your suggestion, I checked out the trailer this week, and the trailer was great. Watched it a couple times, but what really got me was the map associated with the movie. Ooh. And if anybody hasn't seen it, you know, just go check it out. It's got 5 distinct areas that have split, and I was watching just kind of seeing what people were talking about online, and there was one, you know, YouTube video briefly, you know, kind of ripping on this is so preposterous. But what I kind of looked at it as is, what are the military assets in these new countries? And that's where it gets really interesting. So I think there's it's very the Republic of California is one of them, with the Second Republic of Texas, and of course, Mark, you're up in the Western Forces area, and there's a Florida alliance, and Karen and I would still be in the Loyalist State Union.
You know,
yeah,
here's where it gets weird, and I'm
cool.
I'm sure they stole this from it. If you get a chance, look this up, and if anyone's curious, you can email me and I'll send it to you. But look up Frank Miller "Give Me Liberty" map and click on images. Because Frank Miller in the 1980s, legendary comic book writer, did a graphic novel called Give Me Liberty, which was way ahead of its time. It was a 4-part limited series, and it kicked off in the 90s and really came to a head around 2012. But the map, basically what happened was the presidential powers went too far and the nation fractured into, well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there was like 8 different parts. But compare that map to the one they use in A24. And I bet you they borrowed a few from there. So if you guys are curious, wonderful, wonderful read, Give Me Liberty by Frank Miller.
Very cool. Boy, it would be great to get Master Gunner on at some point and discuss some of these, like different scenarios. Because, there's like who gets the aircraft carriers, where the sub's going to be, is this all get divided, depending on where their home bases were, and will some of these assets, like say whole squadrons from Air Force bases, just decide, hey, we're gonna go into another area and just take off, and then my favorite one here I was thinking about was Minnesota. I think is at the edge of the Western forces on the Eastern Front. So if you look at a map there, I can't remember, is that Lake Superior there? It was a Great Lake. Does that mean there's going to be naval battles in the Great Lakes? So it's pretty cool stuff. I'm really enjoying doing Stratego or Risk with this whole scenario.
Yeah, it should be. I'm curious as well. And yeah, for those of you who think it's like, oh, Mark's in a great place, it's like, yeah, but I've got a sub base that's really close to this. And if you guys know anything about sub bases, any sub dock yard, any sub shipyards are, it's one of the top 5 targets in the country is this sub base that's up here, because subs are such a huge threat that what you do is you wipe out any place that they can go home to for repairs and reload. It's like, no, keep the subs out there. They're never coming home ever. So you blow up whatever their base is. Pretty weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah, it's really fascinating too to see what some states have, and some states have almost nothing. But how they design the country with the bases, it's designed for a union, but man, if it breaks up, it's not. There's some states like Georgia, Texas, Florida, and California have a lot of assets, but there's other states that really have not much at all. So,
true.
It's interesting the bedfellows that have to be made. Yeah. And hey, did you folks see the flag? By the way, there's a flag associated with, and I can't remember if it's supposed to be for the Republic of Texas, but it's Stars and Stripes, what we already know, and there's 2 big stars in the field instead of 50 stars. So
yeah, that would be the likely pairing of the 2 stars representing Texas and California, if I'm not mistaken, that are flying that flag.
Okay, yeah.
So we'll see. And
Karen, you're not far from the board.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, Karen, you're not far from the border, so if you have to flee, you can go to the Florida Alliance, I think, just a little south. But yeah. I don't know. Did you see any of that, Karen? Anything you could think of on that?
I haven't seen it. No.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, no, I'm taking you off guard. Oh, and by the way, Karen, I like your Celine Dion voice. That was great.
Did you do a Celine
that was
Dion
good.
impression?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was good. The helpless Celine Dion impression, I guess we'd call it. Yeah.
Oh, the one where I was like, we don't know what causes it. Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. And again, you know it's serious because that she was once she reached a certain level of fame, she was never letting go of that ever. She leveraged it to the point it's like, oh, they built a hotel around her. I mean, they gave her Elvis treatment to where, it's like, oh no, you can stay
She's a
in
megastar.
yeah. Yeah, she can stay in Vegas and do her act literally until the end. And so the fact that whatever happened to her, you can downplay it all you want and then give her enough drugs to where she can show up at an award show. But whatever it took to get her off stage must be really serious. So,
oh boy, yeah. Somebody messed up on that one.
Yes. Well, again, it wasn't their
All on the
fault.
Super Bowl, too.
I firmly believe is when she was in France. And again, you can't, it's something I've talked about months ago. You can't watch everyone all the time. You just don't have the resources to do it. So in her case, it's like she fell through the cracks. Jamie Foxx, that was just a bad decision. Bad, bad, bad. I don't know who forced him to do what, but oof, that was rough. He's still around though, which is nice. Anything else?
He was for a movie.
The what?
Wasn't he forced to for a movie?
Yeah,
Didn't he?
yeah. Supposedly he had been dragging his feet on a number of projects, and this time the lawyers stepped in and said, "No, you have to follow protocol." And he was really, really upset. Now the question is, though, again, because he was an A-lister. I mean, he's an A-lister. Why you didn't have a handler take care of that? Or was he so mad that he just stomped off to the nearest freaking clinic, and then. It's like, oh, just roll the dice, not knowing that he had enough privilege that he could have opted out if he made the right phone call. But who knows? We're not going to know what the real deal is there. Or maybe he was being punished for something. I don't. Or hell, even one more out there, which is maybe they told him it was just going to be the generic, and then they double crossed him. There's some intrigue behind the scenes here, which again we're not going to know. So I'd like to get the production notes on that.
That's right.
Anyway, you got anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. Oh, maybe I'm going to check out that Australian. Karen, you mentioned what was the name of that Australian Bigfoot? Yeah,
Yowie.
From that
Yowie.
book.
Yowie.
Yowie. Okay, that
Yowie.
sounds cool. Yeah. All right. Anything different about this, what they see down there than in comparison, or is it?
Yowies are just as you would expect for Australia. They are typically more aggressive than the American version of Bigfoot. They're like louder, meaner, scarier, from what I understand.
Huh, very cool.
And they're reddish. They're a lot of majority of them are red colored apparently.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll go check it out. All right, you folks have a great Tuesday, and shout out to Jesse and Brittany, and Amy in Syracuse, and of course Jan in Dallas. Jan, call in. Okay. See you, Mark. See you, Karen.
All right. See ya. All right, let's jump over. I swear, Dennis, I see you there. I'll grab you. But I got to pick up Lowry first because, well, if we pick him up too late, he's not going to be able to speak because of all the whiskey. All right, 646. What's happening out in Manhattan?
I was just thinking about, do you remember that downhill skier on the Mexican Olympic team? So there was no chance he was going to win. It was like the Jamaican bobsled team, right? They just had to field a team. So they had this guy in Mexico, and he knew he wasn't going to win. He was not even close. There's not even mountains to ski in Mexico really that much.
Yeah.
But they field a guy, and so he was like, well, I'm just going to put on a mariachi skin tight suit and go down the mountain and make it funny.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about that. I was like, it's kind of the same with the Mexican space agency, which I think there is one, I think. Right. And so we were talking about, I was in chat and we're like, what would that look like? What are they powering their rockets with? What's going on? And then it just went on to farting in space, which is beans, right? Bean powered rockets or whatever. So you're going through this whole thing. It's it goes back to your old argument, you know, the whole space suit argument. It's like dealing with farts in space is really difficult. And not only like that, it would just suck everything out of you, but also like it would make everyone else's life miserable inside of the space capsule. Especially if you're like on a 3-day journey and you're just like farting in there and you're like, I mean, just nobody ever talked about farts in space. And I think it's important. You know, what do you think?
I'm wondering if you can fart in space because
I'm
not even convinced that you can digest food in weightlessness. Like,
that's
how
a
does
good
that
point.
work?
That's okay. Two things there, Alex. First is Karen's point. Digesting food in any sort of weightless environment is tricky at best. There's a reason why the vomit comet is called what it is, which is they tell you like don't eat food when you're simulating 0G, right? Which of course we can only simulate in a plane that's falling. And really the 0G plane is nothing of the sort. You're just falling without wind. That's all you're doing. You're falling in a sealed container. But as far as what you were saying there, Alex, yeah, you're right. And people have commented on that, different aspects of it, which is bodily functions in any sort of enclosed space thing is gross. All the way around. There is nothing good about it. I mean, think about it. The random think about this, man. They should be wearing helmets at all time because think like the random piece of earwax that flies out, the random booger, the random
they're shedding skin cells all the time and everything. Like they should all be wrapped up in plastic bags inside the space station.
They should have no eyebrow hair, no hair.
Just like they are when they're in the clean room building the satellites where they got the little suit on. Like they should be like that all the time.
Yeah.
They should be operating in a clean room
I have
environment.
been around. Yeah, I've been around like way back in the day, back in my olden days. I was in a locker room playing football way back when I was like 21 years old. Yeah. And the smell of a locker room is enough to drive you away from football forever.
Sure.
I can't even imagine being inside of that very small crackhead den that they claim landed on the thing. And I'm like, there's no chance. There's no chance. If somebody does a really nasty fart in there, it's over. And there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere for that shit to go. Yeah. They can vent it out to the fucking stupid vacuum of stupid fucking space, but they're just, you got to deal with it. And not just that, but if you get a nasty case of diarrhea and you're like piled on top of like 2 other dudes, in a Masonic capsule, it's like made, you're just like, it's over. It's over. Yeah. You're never gonna fucking land. You're never gonna get anything done. You're gonna be mad at the guy that's next to you. You're gonna be like, dude, I can't even fucking drive this thing through something I can't drive it through anyway because you just shit all over everything.
Yeah.
And they had to shit, and they didn't have enough AC to control the mental ability to deal with that kind of shit. Well, at least if it was cool in here, when it was 290 degrees outside, well, I could, I don't know. It's okay. I can smell the fart, but it's okay. But it's like, they got air conditioning. I'm fine. No. That would have been a fart hell. That would have been a piece of fart hell.
Yeah. They of course would have modified their diet severely to try to minimize that. But for those who are curious, there are some wonderful videos out there on the ISS, how we've dissected it. I mean, 6 ways from Sunday, especially like the shower and the bathroom station. When they're trying to show, it's like, oh, this is how we take showers and this is how we wash our hair, throwing water droplets everywhere. There's electronics everywhere, man. And you're throwing water straight at it. And then having them describe, it's one thing to describe the toilet scenario with that toilet vacuum. It's a whole nother thing to do it in practice. It's all fun and games when you're just, oh, look, turn this on and shut this lid. And it's like, yeah, let's see you do it for real. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah. And dude, here's the other thing too, is like when you're flying around in like a jet plane, right? And like you flush the toilet in a jet plane, it's literally sucking something out. I don't know where that shit's going, but it sounds like it's leaving the airplane. That's what it sounds like when you hit the flusher in the airplane.
Yeah. Well,
that's not even 10 to the 17th negative torr of vacuum of alleged space, right? So like, you go to take your little poopy in zero gravity space, and then you hit the fucking, you hit the thing there. Dude, it will suck you and everything else inside of it straight through the hole of the toilet.
Yeah.
And you're just like, how did we not ever think about this? How do we ever think about oh shit, you have to go up there and you have to poop in space.
Yeah.
You know, and like I don't know how anyone ever even didn't think about that.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I don't like to be around a bathroom that's been recently shit in. And that's on Earth, here around here where there's plenty of air to let it all go in, much less in a tiny little cockpit with, you know, these douchebag losers, deceivers, whatever they are,
or hell,
telling us how they shit. They're almost laughing when they tell us how you shit.
Yeah, take it a step further, man, with the ISS. You got to remember, those people are in there for weeks and months. That place should be a friggin' germ factory at all times. It should be absolutely disgusting and gross.
Yeah,
constantly. In fact, if you were smart...
Do you remember how they got the...
Go ahead.
Do you remember how they got the other 11 guys that were in that one shot that you put up there? I don't remember sending another 11 guys up there since the last 11 guys that went up to the thing.
Yeah.
It's just like dumb. It's so dumb. And like all dudes know this straight up. Like we have a little private time in the bathroom in the morning. It's like, this is my private time. It's going to take a minute. Just get away from me. I don't want to talk to you. I got my this thing and that. These guys, we're told that they're in a box and they're up in a place where poop could go anywhere because there's allegedly no gravity. So poop could be coming out of your mouth. It could be coming up the wrong way.
Right.
Because physics isn't working with your damn body, right?
Right.
And then we're talking about like dude farts. It's just stupid. Like, especially like we'll go back to the Mexican Space Agency. It's like, look, if they're powering their space agency, you know it's powered by beans. And there's going to be a lot of issues with like gas and whatnot. It would be funny, right? Like, you know, skiing down a mountain, you know, in a mariachi, you know, skin suit. But like, I just can't, you know, like I just can't get it.
This seems to be
the Jamaican bobsled team. Specific example.
Hey,
that's all I got, man.
Oh, that's right. It's good because we're
let's stop talking about shit now.
Yeah. Well, we're going to our final break.
No more fart joke.
We got to let you go, Alex.
Okay. Okay, bye.
See, I don't even have to worry about hanging up on him because he hangs up. All right, that is the end of our third segment. Last segment to go. We're going to break. We'll be back in a few minutes. Phone number to call in is 848-222-2480. Karen, go to the final break music.
Where is the curvature?
Alpha 33, target is on property, approaching food trailer. Engage Delta 9. Roger. Alpha 33 descending.
Hey, I know you.
Shh, they might be listening.
CIA?
Maybe.
Aliens?
Probably.
Globalists?
Definitely. I may have already said too much.
We have what you need.
Really?
It's flat
I'm listening.
and round
Go on.
and delicious.
Tell me the secret. I see the truth in it.
I thought you might.
This truly is a special place.
Yeah, we like to think so.
Will you be here tomorrow?
We move around quite a bit.
Ah, a mobile command center. A strong strategy. I like where your head's at.
Anything else?
I was never here.
Package intercepted. Copy that, Alpha 33. Come on back, let's eat.
Long live Flat Earth.
Long live Flat Earth!
Welcome back to Strange World, part 4 of 4. It's you, me, the always. Uh-oh, Karen's hitting buttons. Karen.
I hit the wrong scene. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Restart your intro. Welcome back to Strange World.
Welcome back to Strange World. Yeah, we're taking some calls unless Karen decides to hit the music buttons again. Yeah, anyway, Karen is on there. Peanut's hanging around. This is what happens when Peanut's not on camera, by the way. He's not staring.
That's what happens when Karen hits the wrong scene. Back from the break.
That's because we're not getting glares from our.
This is what happens when you got to do everything yourself and you don't have a proper production team. We got to do it all ourselves here. This is low budget.
It's true. This is a shoestring show. Really. That's okay. I don't know if I'd change it necessarily. And we got all sorts of rules and procedures, things we got to do. Oh, anyway. So phone number to call in is 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. We're going to pick up 504 first, and then we're going to go to 949 out in Los Angeles, California. Let's do 504 and see what the truck drivers think in Oregon. Hey, 504.
Hey, how you doing? How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah. Okay. Glad you got my email earlier today. I've been meaning to update you on things. I wanted to say from last week, I think I made an abrupt change. I mentioned it to you, but what it was, I think I was talking about the biblical origins of China. And all of a sudden, like out of the blue, I started talking about how I had dreadlocks like 30 years before Ted Summer did. And like some people might be thinking like, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China, so to speak? So what it is, it was in my mind, what made me think of that, I'll just say, it was precisely at that time when I had those cut off. It was precisely at that time that I got the idea in my mind of investigating history and researching the history of every nation, every single last one, all the way back to Noah. And that's the connection of that's how it relates to the biblical origins of the Chinese and what have. But it just otherwise it's like inexplicable. So I just wanted to share that. It was like, what's this guy jumping from one subject to the other? So other than that, I think the only thing I wanted to shout out to Lowry. because what made me think of him, other than he just called, you mentioned earlier in the broadcast about red team and blue team, and you said something to the effect like even the Democrats are going red team these days, or that the Biden's prospects are beginning to look so dismal.
Yeah.
And that made me think of, I'm not that I agree with Biden or what the Democratic Party advocates at every turn, but I have been for decades a registered Democrat, and so has my dad. I'm from the South. I'm returning to New Orleans next month. But for a long time in a lot of the states, since the 19th century, I think it changed like in the 60s or 70s, Democrats, you were in the Democratic Party regardless of what your beliefs were. And my dad just continued to be that, and so was I. So when I was at with Lowry at the 2020 Flattoberfest, we hit it off a little bit because, he was saying like he was left to center, but those liberals over in New York were hounding him, trying to make him out to be right wing. So I had a little bit of commonality with him there. And the last thing he said I gave him a book last year, I think the Christian Topography by Cosmod. And this year I gave him another book, but he hadn't even read the first one yet. Well, the book I just gave him, it's a picture book. It's the pictures that Cosmos drew, or some monk later redrew, but they go together. So if he hasn't got the time or able to get into read the book, then at least he's got the picture version. So, but they complement each other. And so shout out to Lowry, and I think, yep, that's all I got for tonight. I just go short for a change, or medium.
Perfectly fine. And just before I let you go, so I'm gonna see you at one of the events during the Salt Lake City meetup.
Yeah, hopefully both. I know that the Saturday afternoon, March 2nd, and the following is a breakfast the following Monday, or rather the following Sunday the 3rd in the morning. And because I'm loading the truck and leaving on the 1st, I think I'll make that first event. But I'm driving over the road, probably Interstate 84.
Okay.
So I'll probably make that the last thing of that week prior. I'm quitting this job at the not this Friday, but next Friday will be my final day, and I'll have one free week in Oregon. And I just bought Mario, my friend Mario Garza, a professional film producer and flat earther also. He was at Flattoberfest. I've known him for some years. I just bought him a fantastic professional camera that we're going to film my documentary. I've got it down actually now to a 6-part documentary, but I'll basically cutting off like fluff and stuff everybody already knows about. I want to try and present relatively unknown material on the history of cosmography.
Got it. All right, man. Well, drive safe, and I'm sure I'll talk to you a couple more times before the Salt Lake City event. Okay.
Oh, yep. We'll see you there. Appreciate it.
All right. See you, man. Bye. All right. Who can we go to now? Oh, I know. Let's go to this guy down in Los Angeles, DJ. I don't know where he is. I think he could have just gotten out of the shower, but we'll find out. What's happening, DJ?
Oh, hello, everyone. Dance party at DJ's.
Hey!
How's your flat earth day? Sorry, let me turn that off. Just had to like color. Whew. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. What's happening, man?
Oh, it was nice to catch up a little bit on Flat Earth Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Super Bowl with your prediction coming true.
Well,
on our toes.
I am part prophet, so yes. But come on, it was so obvious.
Well, yeah, it was. But I had told a few friends, I was like, all right, so we're gonna watch, Taylor Swift win the Super Bowl. This is what the Flatties are saying.
Yep. And she did.
And she did.
Yep.
We were just missing the proposal at the end.
Well, again, I know that they chickened out on that one, but I disagreed. Other people, it's like, oh, it's too soon. It's too soon. It's like the fact that you're saying it's too soon means that you think it's inevitable. So there's never such a thing as too soon. Shock and awe. Just go in there. Have them drop to one knee. Freaking people losing their minds. She has to conjure up some sort of tear.
No, well, if you think about it, though, it kind of makes sense for them to milk it a little bit and drag it out.
Yeah.
I mean, the Super Bowl, come on.
Yeah, but then again, I disagree. Only that from that point, you can spend the rest of the time with all the irritating details. You can spend 2 weeks on whose dress is she going to wear. And another 2 weeks, it's like, okay, who's going to sit next to who at the big wedding? What country's the wedding going to be in? Who's...
You think they're going to only spend 2 weeks on what dress she's going to wear?
No, I'm just, no. Okay, one, I've never gotten married, so I know, yeah. The process would take... DJ, you would if somebody gave you a couple $1 million, could you orchestrate her wedding?
Oh, hell yeah. But would I want to for her? No. They've been dragging her out for 13 years now. Like, I've never been on board with T Swift.
Nice. Good for you, man. So I thought it was required for your camp, but
no, I already had my Gaga era.
Oh, right.
That I fell for. Yeah, got over that. Thank God I grew up, because these young impressionable minds, they know how to just rope them in.
Yeah. So and I gotta call you out. I got a name drop there because I saw your picture of you with Lady Gaga. Was that your highlight moment? Was that at that award show? Was her and you right next to each other, rubbing elbows?
Yeah. I mean, if you had known me in my early 20s when Gaga hit the scene, I was definitely a little monster and had went to all her tours. And I told my friends, like, I'm going to meet her one day. And then when it all fell into my lap, for those who don't know, about the Grammy tribute concert for Stevie Wonder that I got invited to. And then I got to meet Gaga at the end, and Stevie Wonder and Tony Bennett and Ariana Grande and Beyonce. I was just like, I actually did not care about any of the celebrities, but I was focused in on Gaga, and I just went up to her like a little monster, and I was like, Gaga, you're the first pop star that wasn't around before I was born, and you do so much for gay rights. And I was looking at her eyes, and she was holding my hands, and we had this moment, and I was like, thank you. I know that you do this for the love that you want to bring into the world. And she started to well up, and then I started to well up, and I was like, don't cry or I'm going to cry.
Oh my God.
So then I just thanked her. But I hope that she's doing it for love. I hope she's not some Illuminati princess. I have my doubts now. And so at least somebody told her, like, you better be doing this for love in the back of her mind. Otherwise she has the wrong intentions.
Yeah. I know your heart is in the right place, but come on, full well. I mean, you're in that city. There's a lot of people that would do anything for the dream. And I mean, anything.
Yeah.
And a lot of them do. So in her case, like, well, yeah, probably did.
Ever since she started, yeah, and she's been endorsing all the wrong things lately. And then I was going to bring up Beyonce had, like, she went to space in her Super Bowl commercial. Did you notice that?
I did see that.
Yeah, so they've just got everybody kind of reaffirming this globe and the space, and it's just so crazy now to be looking at it from this perspective.
Yeah.
Being unplugged and going, holy crap, this is just constant indoctrination. Use everything and anything to push the agenda forward. It's insane.
Yep.
It feels so good to be out of that.
Yep.
Out of trance.
And take credit, you know, when you see that stuff, when you see a big celeb doing some sort of space thing, know that it's because of people like you, DJ, that stood up against tyranny, stood up against the indoctrination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take it to the globe.
It's not delusional.
Crazy
People
how
say,
far
you know, when people say, "Oh, they're not doing a space thing because of you," it's like, "Oh, the hell! Yeah, absolutely, they're doing stuff because of us. They've been doing it for 9 years. They know that if they don't, they've got to combat this thing as actively as possible." So, whatever. Trolls, you can keep taking shots, but it's our war. You're just in it.
Oh, there. You go to all the comments on anything space related, and it's not a Flat Earth channel. You will see comment after comment. I've been following that for 2 years now. It's overwhelmingly just people calling it out, going fake. Here's the globe death blows. Here's this. And so my mom sent me something recently because her and I have been kind of going at it over satellites, which is actually a question that I have for you and Karen.
Yeah.
More about just how they could be faking it, but I kind of already know. Obviously, we all know.
Sure.
But I go, Mom, just look at the comments. And she was like, what? And I go, look at the comments, because she was telling me this is the globe, and it's clearly a fisheye lens over a small, area, like maybe that like New Mexico thing from the Red Bull jump. And it's all these comments is going fake. Anyone that believes this is a clown, da da da. And she was going, holy crap. I was like, yeah, not just me anymore.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's I get a little smirk going when I see all of a sudden when you can tell the overwhelming majority of comments when they're just hammering on them. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. All the space posts, all the NASA posts, they all get ratioed big time now.
Yep. And why wouldn't they? Even if the people that
It should be.
Yeah, even if the people that are making the comments are not hardcore FE, they're definitely flat curious. Absolutely. And I did that for you, DJ, by the way, flat curious. And they absolutely are piling on, because why wouldn't you? I mean, the effects are terrible and the production value is awful and it hasn't aged well. So kiss my ass, NASA.
Yep. Well, these conversations are becoming easier and easier for me to have with my friends and people who kind of see, even if you don't believe in Flat Earth yet, you see that this whole Taylor Swift agenda is just sickening, especially for people my age that are like, are you kidding me? Like, what is she even doing there? So it's opening up so many conversations. It's just all the world is a stage, guys. Like, hello, wake up.
Yep. Shakespeare said that, and he was right. If he was alive today, he'd be one of us. I guarantee it. Any shout outs? Yeah. Anything special you want to say before we let you glide off in a cloud of glitter? What?
I have a serious question. I can't plan Taylor Swift's wedding, but I could plan our wedding.
Oh, wait. Did you really want, thank you, by the way. Did you really want to ask a question about satellites?
Well, actually more about how the constellations work. So are they rotating 15 degrees a day? Because how come we only see Orion in certain seasons, and how is that really working? If you can just explain for all of us, that'd be cool.
Is it?
No.
Doesn't he mean 15 degrees an hour?
Well, the stars move at a different rate, but they're not exactly, I don't know what the percentage is, but the positions change like about 1 degree every so often. Is it 1 degree every day? I can't remember, but over time the constellations do fall they fall back or whatever, right? That's why 6 months of the year you'll see Orion, and then the other 6 months of the year you won't, because the ecliptic of the stars is like off from the sun. Like if you look at it on a flat Earth map, you'll see like a Vesica Pisces sort of pattern. And so like the star ecliptic is just a little bit off from the sun ecliptic. It's probably something I should talk about and do a video about.
Listen to the next coffee talk. And
it's pretty interesting though. But yeah, the stars, it just falls back a little, like a degree every day, so that the constellations change throughout the year. But it always goes back and resets. It's the same pattern just same as everything else, That's why, like, when you look at the North Star, the little cup with the handle, the Big Dipper rotates around and like depending on which orientation it is, like straight up and down or on the side, that's how you know what season it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I want to see like a model moving and how to explain that to people on the flat Earth. I mean, it is my understanding is that the sun tells you what hour it is, the moon tells us what day it is, and the seasons tell us what season we're in. So, but what's weird is if you look at Orion around dark, let's say 8 p.m., and then you go back and look at Orion a few hours later, it will have visibly moved, but it's not going to do one full revolution every night, right?
What's not going to do one full revolution every night?
All the constellations moving as one, are they going to do one full circle every evening and then come back around, or are they just slightly moving a few degrees an hour? Like, I just need to figure out exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, they do one rotation every night, but it's not a full 360 degrees. Like it would be like 359 degrees. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like it doesn't quite come back to the same place. It's a little offset so that it will change throughout the year to coincide with the seasons.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to figure out what that change really looks like and how to describe it to someone.
Well, we'll see if we can break it down for you, DJ. And unfortunately, we can't do it tonight because we're running out of time.
I know where to get you what you need.
No worries.
I'll have to show you another time.
Okay. All right.
No worries, man. We'll take care of you. You're one of our special people, so it's all right.
Oh, thank you. Love you guys. Thanks for taking my call, and shout out to all the Flat Earth family. You know who you are. I love you all. Tony Coriolis, you're awesome. All right. You guys have a great night.
You too. Think of me. All right.
Bye.
Was that out loud? That was supposed to be my inner voice. All right. You know what? 845 time. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it with my future ex-boyfriend, DJ.
Nice. New York. You're going to come to New York and do a big wedding?
If it's legal, I suppose.
Have it on the green, make it pretty.
Yeah, there you go.
That'd be awesome. You guys, oh my God. Hey, Karen. Hey, Mark. Hey, Peanut.
Hey.
Wow. Interesting discussions this evening, I will say. Wow.
Yeah.
The thing about in space stuff, like, absolutely. And then I was thinking, forget fucking shitting on there. What about bleeding out on a plane? What the hell was that?
It's gross, is what it was.
Christ.
I'm really surprised there were not more people freaked out about something like that. Although, it's been quite some time before anyone's even said the word Ebola. I think he had a massive brain hemorrhage was just coming out through his nose, and
or they're saying
Disease
like they
X
could have
is
had
supposed to have the same basis. Hemorrhagic disease X is supposed to have that too.
Yeah, but I mean, I've heard of people
story.
If the stroke is bad enough, it's just gonna come. It's gonna come straight out your head.
Well, somebody was talking about an artery rupturing or being swelled up and putting pressure on the nerve, which is what making him sick, and then it ruptured. And
sure, like when he was running to the plane, that's what put him over.
Yeah,
his heart rate went up, pressure went up. It was like, yep, it's your time, my man. You are done.
And then it just came out his eyes and nose and
Yeah, we don't have video on it, but
I mean, do you want to see that? I don't want to see that. I don't.
No.
I
don't want to see it.
I don't want to see. Yeah, Peanut says I do.
Yeah. I've seen, the way the internet is these days. I have seen too many disgusting things on video that like I wasn't even looking for. Just showed up in the feed, and I'm just like, I don't want to see it anymore. It's gross. I don't need to see people jumping off buildings. I just don't need it. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
Right. We know it happens. You don't got to see it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, happy birthday, Clues.
Thank you.
That was a fun show.
Yeah, it was fun. 9 years, and
Reminiscing.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed me getting to spend 3 hours with Karen on a video chat call. Wonderful. Eat that, Ted.
Yeah, it was definitely very, very good. What did you say about Ted?
Oh no, I was just saying that Ted was jealous the entire time.
He's just talking crap.
Oh, absolutely.
Talking smack.
Absolutely. He doesn't like Karen talking to you.
No, the question was, who is he jealous of? Ooh.
That's what I mean.
Sick burn, yo.
Sick bird, yo. Oh,
I know that dates me, by the way. I haven't used that line since like junior high. Not good.
Right.
Not good.
Hey, I was wondering, what do you think about this theory that all that shit that they spray and stuff? Do you think that has anything to do with how we're? I mean, obviously, taking the
shot
sticky stick is not a good idea, but you think it fucking contributes or multiplies it? Because I mean, some of these cancers, seriously, you're just getting diagnosed and you're dead in like 2 weeks.
Well, again,
Me, I always think of like Russian murder, KGB murders where they touch you with something radioactive and you die mysteriously. Like,
oh yeah,
what the
like
fuck?
yeah, they hit you with like a
Crazy.
grain of cesium or something like that. Yeah, it's that bad.
Yeah.
The only difference here is if you get hit with like a cesium thing, your immune system is fighting it the entire time. But what's the difference? In this case, it's like you have no immune system, none to speak of, really. So whatever it is, which is why it's perfect, because you can get hit with all sorts of crap. No one's gonna question it. It's like only that it was sudden and unexpected and shocking. That's all it is. And the doctor didn't see it coming.
Right.
Kind of like that pharmacist lady, right? 2 weeks earlier, yeah, you're totally fine. Stamp of approval. Next thing you know, texting her boyfriend, I am dying. Hang on, spell check. Damn it. Dying.
Yeah, that's utterly ridiculous.
Send.
Like, every emergency, you have to dial 911 first because it takes time for people to get to you.
Yeah.
The only time you don't is if you come across an unconscious child, you apply 1 minute of CPR, then you go make a fucking call because you got to get air in your lungs.
Yeah.
That's EMT training.
As much as we
have
gotten to the point in our civilization where we should be a lot smarter because we have access to so much information, boy, I don't see it a lot of the time. It's almost like there's only so much that can get into the drone's head. And after that, they just lose things. Again, like, you are dying. Call 911. It's like, hang on, I need to post something first.
Well, like I've been telling my son since he was little, if you panic, you die.
Ooh,
what are you doing?
Very true. Very true. And by the way, count your shots. Absolutely. That's in my survival manual. Quote Zulu, because we got to wrap this thing up.
Yeah, I know we're wrapping up. I just want to say farts are comprised of shiticles, so that is gross, and I don't want to be in a fucking space capsule with anybody. That's just messed up.
There you go.
And maybe you guys do a dance party at your wedding. I would enjoy that. DJ's dance party. That'd be fun.
Dance party.
Hell yeah. I got a quote. All right.
Mark, can you dance?
It is not.
Oh, I'm not a good dancer.
Me?
No, Mark Sargent.
Oh, Mark.
I'm a straight white guy.
I was like, wait a minute. I must pick. Of course I can. Oh my god.
Anyway, quote.
Zulu, what was your quote?
All right, yeah. Quote: "It is not a shame to be deceived, but it is to stay in the deception. So Globers, pull your heads out of your asses. It's flat." Also, it's weird. There was a shooting at the Joel Osteen church.
Yeah, I saw that.
Very interesting.
Yeah, with
really.
Yep.
Yeah, with
it was like
shooter.
There you go.
Yeah, same sort of thing as that other school shooting where she / wrote something on the barrel to that effect. That whole thing.
Right.
Little copycat action. Whatever.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, we're not.
Shout out Mark Sargent, Karen B, Peanut, Ice Queen, NDB. NDB will be with me on Wednesday for BST. And Friday, trivia on my channel. If you guys want to stop over, episode 20. We're doing the UK this week. UK, everything UK. I'm sure one of the answers will be spotted dick. Just saying.
Okay, well, hey, dude, are we done?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Sure?
Yeah, okay. We can end it.
Oh, can we? Okay. All right, we will be back next week, same flat time, same flat channel. Say goodnight, Karen.
Night, Karen.
Say goodnight, Zulu.
Good night, Zulu.
And Peanut is smoking. He has to tell me he's smoking 3 times because we cannot see him on camera. And yeah, so that's it. Hit the music, hot sex. Good night, everybody. Hey, it's Alex Lowry. I don't like him.
I heard that. I heard you didn't like that guy.
Pretty good music though.
Doesn't like him, but he loves him.
That is rumor. That is hearsay. You know how I feel, Alex.
ever been. Wound up chasing stars all over again. There's words for what you got, what you have, and what you'll ever need. Love so many nights, so many nights,
Mike check. Check.
You realize it's the same link every week. It never changes.
Yeah, I know. I should paste it somewhere, I think.
Hello, Daisy. Hello, Mike.